Hi guys, it's the Ace Church Girl, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This is if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button to get this information out to more women 50 plus, and also for the young women who are out here in this dating world in these Atlanta streets. Honey, they are rough out there, okay? But I still believe in love. I still believe that love exists. Actually, at the Kim concert on Saturday, a couple in their 60s got engaged. How about that? Congratulations to Myra and her man. And Kim volunteered to sing at their wedding. I'm like, OMG. Whew, Kim is hot. He's a hottie. Oh my goodness. Whew, I was screaming and yelling. I'm surprised I still have a voice right now, because when he came out there in that all white, honey, I'm like, he looked like a complete angel. Kim, you are all that, honey. I would definitely love to see him again. Like, come back again, Kim. Please come back. Come back soon. He is a hot chocolate girl, a hot bowl of, a hot cup of chocolate, honey. He is so handsome. Like, and he had on these little silver white shoes, like a Birkenstock shoe, white, comfy. Had on a white tee. But he had on a linen jacket and big linen pants, honey. He was all that. And on a white wife beater like t-shirt, but it was a little fancy t-shirt. Girl, it was like white tank. Ooh, he looked like a black angel. Kim was all that at Mableton House Amphitheater here in Mableton, Georgia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm officially a Georgia peach. I lived in Georgia now for 10 years, and I'm so excited about this journey. And I decided to start talking about my online dating journey. How about that? And I'm going to have fun with it, because you have to have fun with life. Like, if you can't laugh at yourself, why take yourself so seriously? Like, why? Why do that? And so I did part one. This is part two of my video, my dating adventures. So the second guy that I talked to, Mr. R, he was... I think he said, and so my profile is between 59 and 69 years old. He must be, I prefer divorced men, because they know what you've gone through if you're divorced. No kids, adult, he can have kids, but none living at home. I mean, if they have a pet, that's fine. I think this guy Mr. R was telling me he had a goldfish, so he asked me, did I have any pets? I said, no, I don't have any pets. Because it's so time consuming. They're like little people to take care of. And so I did like, the fact that we did come on offline after a few chats. They advise you to chat a little bit on the dating app, to get to know each other. But you don't really get to know nobody online. It's so, it's kind of like behind the keyboard. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know if this person is real. You don't know if it's a child. You don't know if it's a man, a woman. So it's best to come offline at some point. Like, after a few chats, you should be coming offline. And so we came offline, and then in my profile I also listed I'm not privy to race, as long as they're within that 59 to 69 age group. No out-of-towners. I think I didn't put that at first, and the out-of-towners were flocking in, like some guy from Kentucky, Caucasian guy. I'm like, yeah, my friend was like, well, he probably got a double life. I'm like, I'm sure he does. Got rid of him, said goodbye to him. And I love the fact that you can say goodbye to the person, like you just say goodbye. And like, I had some Caucasian guy that from out of state, he said goodbye to me, because I'm not getting ready to listen to that. He was 65. I think he said he was business retired or something like that. Yeah, you should be at 65, sir. And then, so Mr. R said that, we went back and forth. Not really a talkative person. He was kind of dry to me. And then he was telling me, we did set a date. We met in person. We met the halfway point for our locations. The date was at 2 p.m. He showed up at 2:03. So he was within my, I usually give people like a 15-minute grace period. But that's being very generous, because after 5 minutes, I'm like, you don't care about this at all. So that's I'm a stickler for time. I'm an on-time person. Like, I just enjoy being on time. That's how I live my life. Because they say how you do one thing is how you do everything. I mean, some people show up for church on time every Sunday, but they're late for work The other is 6 days a week or whatever, which makes no sense at all to me. How does that make sense? Make that make sense, right? And anyway, Mr. R showed up for the date on time. We got out. Well, he texted me and said, "Are you here?" I said, "I'm here. I'm sitting in the car." We got out, greeted each other, and he looked like his pictures. He had a little beer stomach. He did tell me that he did drink. And in my profile, I said I drink occasionally, like socially. I think he said he drank, was it socially? I think he told me he drank vodka. So I don't know if you're a vodka drinker, you're probably more of a heavy drinker. So again, ladies, pay attention to the signs, the things that men are not telling you. They say a lot. Because if you're a vodka drinker, you're not drinking vodka socially. I sincerely doubt a person can drink vodka socially. That's more of a heavy drinker type person. And I'm saying this with discernment because I had a family of males who drink a lot, and they drink heavy stuff. So I know if you're a vodka drinker, you drink more than socially. You're a heavy drinker. You drink probably every day or every other day or after work, or you probably get wasted on the weekends or something. So again, he showed up in his truck. He was kind of like asking me what I wanted. I had never been to the place, and I said I wanted soul food and barbecue, like a combination. So he came up with the idea to come to this restaurant, and it was in it was like it wasn't too far from me, and wasn't like a halfway. He had to do most of the driving, and I was happy with that. Like he was considering that part. He seemed to be a considerate guy, but I don't know if somebody had jaded him or what happened. That's not my issue. I don't have no time to be bothered with what you went through in your dating phases. Just like men are not concerned about what we go through in our dating phases, we should not be concerned about what they've had to go through. So everybody is grown here. We're all adults. There are no children involved here. We all know what we want in life. So if something hurts you, go and get help for it. If something is you're still dealing with something, go and get help for it. I'm not your therapist. I used to be the therapist, the girlfriend, the cook, the clean, the butt wiper, the money maker, the everything. And I refuse to live like that. That's why my family tell me, you don't look as stressed like you used to. And I said, because I choose not to. I choose not to go that route with people, with guys in relationships. I will end a relationship at the push of a button and be by myself again, because I refuse to just be out here being somebody's earpiece. And then you have to sit up and listen to all that. No, you're not my spouse. You're not even my man. You're not even my boyfriend. We don't have a title. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. And just the way I have to keep it like that, to be real with myself now. And it brings me so much joy and so much peace. I'm telling you, I'm so thankful that I finally gotten to this point in my life where I can sit and enjoy my own company. I can sit and relax in my own home. Last night I got in here, I straightened up everything, and everything looks the way I want it to. I'm happy about the way it looks. I'm always pleased having my home neat and clean and everything in order and organized. Is it perfect? Not yet, but I want it to get that way, because the person that comes into my life has to have that same energy, wanting to be on time, wanting to be having things organized, because I can't be with a slob again. I was married to a slob. This man threw his clothes on the floor, just whatever, because he felt like I was a subservient woman to him, and I won't ever go through that again. No, I'm not losing my peace for a guy like that, for a man, ever again. I don't care if he is my husband. No man. And anyway, but getting back to the date, so we greeted each other, and he asked me, he said, whatever you want, you just order it. And he's recommending the collard greens. He didn't order for me, he just said whatever I wanted. I had already looked at the menu. He was like, look at the menu, so you decide what you want. And then I ordered. He was like, you can get dessert. He's like, I don't want dessert, but you can have dessert. And I know a lot of drinkers also don't eat sweets, because they have to make sure they get their alcohol in them. And again, no judgment here. I like my sweets. He may like his alcohol. I don't know anything else about the man. I just made an assumption on what the little information I had, because I'm not going in there with the information because see how I'm using the information that I have to make a decision. Unless I find out otherwise, I have to go on what I have in front of me. I know this man is a drinker. He likes vodka. You don't drink vodka one day a week. You don't drink vodka every blue moon. That's a heavy drinker that drinks vodka. So he already told me he was an alcoholic. And again, I love the fact that men get so comfortable with me that they just start talking and revealing stuff to me and telling me things. And I love it because that way, once I get that information, they're telling me up front, this is who I am. I gather it and make a decision. So we went on, we ate. We were there, like, I think one lady was telling me, don't stay more than an hour on a date, you know, even if you have to wrap your food up or hurry up and finish eating or whatever. I mean, he ate his food slow. I was dressed cute. What did I have on? I had on a cute little maxi dress, like with just a little cleavage, maybe this much showing, not much, and then like a little shrug on to cover my arm because sometimes restaurants get chilly. And the conversation, I felt like, okay, he let me order a drink. He said whatever I wanted. It was nice. He was really, like, he could be a nice guy to somebody, but just not to me. Like, I carried the whole conversation once we sat down to eat. We sat inside to eat. It was like a takeout place, but they had little bars too. We sat there and ate. And he revealed to me that, you know, he said Facebook would let him change his age. So he said he was really, what was he, not 59? I think he told me he was 63. 63 or 64, which was still within my age range. And I laughed and said, oh, okay, well, you're still within my age range. And he laughed. But he was so freaking boring. I felt like I had to start talking about politics and religion, which you don't want to start putting that into dates. Like, that's for heavy stuff, like for you into a romantic relationship later on, even if you bring that up then down the road somewhere, right? But he kept saying that he was you know, was in the church at some point and he got out, whatever. Oh, my boobs look huge on this camera. And he was just boring. Like, I felt like I had to carry the whole conversation. And anytime I have to carry the whole conversation and make things happen in a relationship or a conversation, that's too much work. I was exhausted after that. The drive home was nice because I just wanted to get out of there. I knew we wouldn't meet again because, yeah, we were talking about church and religion, church and politics. And I knew then, I said, nope, this ain't gonna work. I took the cues. Like, I listened to what he was telling me and wasn't telling me. I was carrying the conversation the whole afternoon. And then after a while, he said, oh, I had to go home and cut my grass before it rains. That's what he told me. So clearly he had something else pressing to do. So it was just a turn off. And this is how women actually get turned off with you all. Because when you do things like that, like I said, I won't ever do more than an hour on a date. So maybe it'd be like a quick little sandwich or something like that. It won't be a meal because I don't want to be stuck there, you know, trying to carry conversation. And I carried that whole conversation. And at the end, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be really happening, right? This guy can't even hold a conversation. And he told me he was an exterminator. He exterminated like rodents and wildlife, actually. Yeah, that's what he told me, including snakes and all kind of stuff. So yeah, he was, yeah. He had the right job because he's not a people person. And that's another thing. See, I'm a midline people person. Like, I deal with people when I have to. I deal with them, you know. But I don't have to deal with people. But if I'm around people, I'm going to talk to them and have a conversation or some kind of dialogue with them. So that makes me a people person, right? Not a people pleaser, but a people person. And this guy was just so boring. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, well. And at the end, I hugged him. I thanked him for his honesty about his age. And, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate guys really talking to me and telling me the truth. I appreciate that. And I think I come across as being straightforward also, and they can only you can only appreciate a person that does that, right? And I ended up gave him a hug at the end. He was, he smiled. And it was crazy because when I got out of my car, he was standing there waiting for me. And I stepped up and he smiled. He had this big Cheeto grin on his face, going back to when we first met. And I thought he was, feeling me and, but it is what it is. But he was one of the people that, I really wanted to get to know. But I can't get to know that. He had too many shields up. He talked about his ex-wives on the phone. I think he had been married, ex-wife. He had been married once, and I guess she put him through the ring. She was a physician, and once they came here to live, he told me that they were done. He didn't want to move from Georgia after they divorced, so he just stayed here. I guess he sulked for decades. I don't know. It still sounds like he's sulking, like he's like a sad-looking type person. No real emotion on his face. He was kind of freaking me out a little bit because he, those weirdos, psychopaths don't have no emotion. Like he would show a little emotion, like here and there, but for the most part, he had a veil up. And once I met him, I said, no, I don't want. That's it. I don't want to go out with him again. So, especially since he killed Varman he said he worked for exterminating company here in Georgia. So that's how that date went. And this is part 2 of my dating chronicles, online dating chronicles. So stay tuned for part 3. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and blessings. More shenanigans to come.